So here we go. This is my Jeep truck, my J10, my super beautiful 6-inch lifted coil spring conversion. Where can you see this? Coil spring conversion and 9-inch front axle conversion. Almost everything conversion Jeep truck. I now have the problem that my rear differential was worn completely after only a few thousand miles, and I am taking the differential out, and here we go. The gears are completely worn, as sharp as a razor blade on top. So I did put the wrong oil, I guess, because they all say there's the conversion, there's the airbags, there's the hub. Actually, the hub. There's the hub. So I used front spindles of a GMC Zera, and I used the spindle as a hub, and then built my own adapters to the axle, like this one, with seals in there. Seal rings are out because I replaced them at the same time now. Then I had some axle shafts made by Strange, 31 spline. There's the hub, by the way. There's the name on top. So there's the hub, there's the spacer, because I wanted to use spacers for a different dish of the rims. And yeah, now I'm replacing the differential because it's worn, and I put a 411 gear set in there because the 386, which I was running before, was a little bit too long. Every time I went uphill, I had to switch down gears, so I think it's a little bit better with the 411, even though that doesn't make so much of a difference. Anyways, coilovers, there's the reservoirs. There's a Genride aluminum gas tank. The Genride Safari gas tank is in there. I got a tri-link suspension, as you can see from here. Okay, so that is the other link. Oops, the light is very strong here, the sun reflection. Anyways, tri-link, or 4-link, whatever. There is the tank opening here for the tank in the back. I do have aluminum cover of the tailgate. I just loaded a few pieces of glass windows, shower windows, which I got for a very reasonable price in Moab from a hotel. They were leftovers. So I did have a second tank in the bed. That's why I have these lines there. So I had a second pump in the front, and the auxiliary tank on the back of the truck bed, and pumped it into the main tank. From there, I don't do this anymore, even though this is the camper for it. The camper has that slot down there for the auxiliary tank, but I don't do this anymore. I think the auxiliary tank is on my other truck, on the diesel truck. So I think I leave that on there. That diesel truck is the red one you might know from Facebook and Instagram, that I have two of these J10s. One is with a diesel, a BMW 3-liter diesel, and the other one here is with a LS. And this welding machine is there because I'm also doing changes to the exhaust. This is a very special thing here. I'm just doing the doors. I got all the new rubbers and everything for the doors, for the window seals. So I'm doing that at the same time. This is the dashboard here. Aluminum dashboard with a digital display, cruise control in the front here. This is what I did to the inside. That's the seat, doesn't belong in this car. That's from the other J10, but that's the door skin, the inner door skin, nicely made. Has to be mounted still. I get to this later. I make it a special separate video of the door assembly. That's a very special thing with all the rivets and everything. So here we go. Open the hood. There it is, LS motor. Can't see here, too much light. LS motor. So there is a S-Pod, very dirty from all the dust here. S-Pod system to run the front lights and the auxiliary lights. And then I do have battery switches for the winch and everything. I used the original, I cut out the inner fender and used the original air filter box, which I really liked. I didn't want to do anything with K&N. I hate K&N. Not the company. I hate to use them because they're always full of dust, and when they're full of oil, they're even more dusty. Aluminum radiator, expansion tank. There is room for 2 Optimas. That's a separator, the battery separator. Air inlet here into that airbox. Yeah, pretty much straightforward. The rest is all LS, made to fit my engine compartment. It's pretty full, but it's really good. Nothing is rubbing, everything is running fine. So I'll start that later for you. The hinges are nickel plated. They don't rust. I didn't like so much to paint them because then they keep rusting. Let's close that because of the dust. So here we go. I have these LED lights in here, but I'm gonna change them soon. I don't like the look. Anyways, yeah, then we have the auxiliary lights. Everything is controlled by that SPAT thing. My license plate says Eigenbau. Eigenbau is a German word for self-made. And yeah, everything on this truck has changed. The mirrors are Wrangler, new style Wrangler mirrors. Some like the truck mirrors. I like the black ones. I put the blinkers in there additionally, just for the fun of it. That's not really needed. So then I had a damn voucher flying up from the side of the road. It was eating there something, and it flew up, from the ditch, and I hit it with this whole area. I got it right on the light, and it pushed everything in. So I got it one straightened out last week with the winch. Straighten everything back out. It's not fitting 100%, but yeah, for the damage it became kind of nice again here. The space to the fender is all right again. Yeah, it should have hit the winch, but it didn't. It hit the soft part. So yeah, rear axle. I'm just doing. This is my workshop here. My workshop in the container. There's all my tools and stuff and welding machines. So I work in a container. There is my workspace here. There I'm doing the differential, the rear differential. There's the new gear. Got the bearings because in the strange housing, this is a strange housing, aluminum housing with an air locker. And the problem with the air locker is that you have to grind the strange housing away here to fit the air locker housing. That's all done, so that's ready to be put back together. Air locker is there, already mounted. Assembled. Now I put the bearings later and get that thing together today. So, and then the next project would be to put the axle back together, and then the next project will be these door rails. That's something special. So that's really special. These door rails, they're riveted. Most of them are riveted together with these little tiny rivets which you buy at Napa. I found them in Napa in one of these drawers, and they're really extremely expensive for what they are. A stupid rivet is like 30 cents for a rivet. So then I made these aluminum rails to hold the door skins. I will show that later in another reel with the door skins in place. Yeah, that's a planer, which I bought to plane the wood for the, wood planer. What do you do with a wood planer? Yeah, let's see. That's gonna be the stuff here for today and tomorrow. Get that rear axle back together, and then we'll take a little video on how it runs and how it drives. Then I got to assemble the doors, which is a separate video as well. So yeah, let's go for that so far.